Let's go to the first subject that you say, well, you have some classic beat drum patterns. For this album, can you say, well, is this something that you used, well, that has been a classic pattern for you?
Yeah, I actually did that a lot on this record, where I realized, you know, some of the records that I love, especially the ones that have lasted like a long time, you know, 20, 30, 40 years, are the ones that like have this sort of giant rock and roll thing to it, you know, and I did listen to records like AC/DC, and then the records I grew up with. I mean, I remember right before we were getting into the studio, I was going to my drum set, putting on headphones. I played Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction from end to end. I played the Metallica Black album end to end. I played Nirvana Nevermind end to end, you know? And those are records I know just because I learned how to play drums by listening to other people's drums. And, you know, I'm listening to a lot of beats on those records, and it's not stuff that'll blow your hair back as far as how progressive it is or how difficult it is, but they're like the perfect beats for these songs. And obviously those records did what they needed to do, you know? They're some of the best big rock records of all time, you know? And they're the ones that I grew up with. And I actually did try and sort of incorporate those sorts of sounds into this record to make it something big and classic.
Do you have an example of a song maybe that you say, well, this song, if I listen back to it now, maybe that was influenced by this track from Nirvana, from that album? Or
I'd say the song Too Much Blood was definitely like, kind of had the closest thing I've ever done to like a Led Zeppelin feel, you know, where I got away with a cool like drag beat like that. You know, a song like Here Comes My Man, I mean, that's totally rooted in Motown stuff, you know, and I dig a lot of Motown. My favorite would probably be like, I love Otis Redding, I love Temptations, like the Four Tops, like the Commodores, you know, I like a lot of stuff like that, and that's such a classic beat that's used in that stuff. There's also this documentary I watched called Standing in the Shadows of Motown. Have you seen it? Yeah, and it's like, you know, I watched that thing and I watched the way the drummers played, you know, totally live, but so in the pocket and just like setting things just like that. It was perfect, you know? And then I think a lot of times when you write music, you know, you write kind of from this pool of influences that you don't even really think about. It's subconscious at that point. If you're a music lover, you know what I mean? Somebody who listens to records and feels records and just gets into them. When you decide to write music of your own, all these influences come out whether you're thinking about it or not, you know, because it's just what you like. And if you're honest about the music you write and you actually write music that you like, you're bound to just pick from different elements of what you love, you know? And I think that happens all the time with musicians, you know? I mean, I'm probably subconsciously stealing from 50 bands, you know, through the course of a record, but I couldn't begin to say like...
No, but it's hard to start drumming when you haven't ever heard one drum pattern. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like you need that basis of influence, you know, I think.